And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Vintage Story, working on some automation and getting stuff ready for some steel. So I've got, the pit kilns ready to go. All of the pulverizing has completed. All those stacks, those 3 stacks of items, have finally finished processing. And we have a rift right outside. I had a rift literally spawn right here. It was literally right here, and I couldn't get to my coke oven. That's one of the reasons why I disable them eventually, because they don't really respect your house at all. They just appear wherever. Anyway, all right. So we want to move on to the next phase. One of the things I did in between episodes is I went out and I did a little hunting, and I killed a few elephants. I went down and found. I had to go down way south, so I just flew down. And this area down here is more or less savanna-esque, like deserty sort of area. And I found a couple elephants here, and I found some crude oil down here because I hadn't been in this area yet. And sure enough, quite a lot of sedimentary rock, and it went down deep enough. So there's actually quite a bit of crude down here. I don't really expect doing too much with it. It's going to take a lot of work to build the mod that would actually use that. Like, it's going to be weeks of programming on my part just to utilize that. So I'm hopeful that I get something done, but I'm not being too unrealistic there. I'm hopeful that it works, but you just never know. But we got lots of fat. In addition, elephants are added by the Creatures and Critters mod. So in addition to the fat, we also got an enormous amount of bone and meat. So I've already cooked up all the meat. Like, right, this is just a hefty red meat stew, 1680 protein. That's just all red meat in there. That's all red meat. So yeah, I just wanted to cook up enough of it. We don't have any more crocks. Otherwise, I'd really cook up a whole lot of food, and we'd have food for pretty much the rest of the series. Anyway, though, let's get to work. I want to set up a little system I want to set up a little system that we can automate our kern. It'd be nice to have this kern set up. So power this from below. Put that there. We need a little geary over there. And this spot right here, as a matter of fact, is going to need to be another transmission. I think that's what that is. Yeah, transmission. So we can turn the kern on and off. I want to be able to turn the kern on and off. So I'm going to need probably a saw, maybe a chisel that isn't broken, and maybe a hammer. And let's go transmission. Okay, so we have hammer, chisel, saw. Oh, I'm gonna need some of these. Okay, so one of each of those. And some boards. Ooh. Oh, no. You are there. Let's grab a little bit of wood. I'm holding Alt, by the way, and that gives me my cursor back. So rather than erase all that's in there, I can grab some boards through this. Right? So grab those. This is why the crafting table is really handy. We have some of that, and we have some boards, and there's a transmission. And then we want I think it's a clutch. Same top bar here. The boards go over there now. We need a log. Oh, and then some sticks. Oh, that's grass. Sticks. Look at that. We just have enough. And it looks like one of our tools, probably the hammer. I'm guessing the hammer. Yep, it was the hammer. All right, so there's another clutch, and that will allow us to basically turn that off. And as you saw, if you walk away from the crafting table, I have a thing that detects if you're like far away, and it closes it automatically. So you can't just open it and then just run out in the wilderness somewhere. Okay, so how to set this up, the orientation. Oh, that works. And then we want a gear on this side. And we want that clutch on this side. And so now, ta-da! So, how do we then keep this automated? How do we automate this thing? I'm not, if I break this, I might collapse all the things. Oh, no, good. Excellent. Well, if the quern if the slot here, if the output slot is full, if this is full, it will spit whatever it makes out of one of the 4 sides. Now, you can put a block on the side to prevent it from spitting out that side, but it hurts the quern's efficiency. It has to work harder the more blocks it has on the side. So it's best to not block any of the sides. And so I actually have a nice little setup I've built several times now. And we're going to grab some chests. And we've already got some of these, but let's grab the rest of these that we have. And, alright, so we're going to want... four hoppers. Okay, so one on this side, one on this side, one on this side, and one on that side. Although that is gonna be a problem. That is gonna be a big problem. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna move this up one. And where did that go? That went somewhere. Oh, it fell down below. Okay. So we have to raise this up one more. And then put these back. Like so, right? Now, oh, I don't want to remove that block. That would be a bad block to remove. I want to keep that one for now. So, now we have hoppers there. Let's make sure that the hoppers themselves are blocked in. And the routing of things is a little tricky. I mean, it's an ongoing feature. He's constantly sort of working on it. But one of the things I've found, one of the little quirks that I've found, if you have a long set of chutes, right? If you have a whole bunch of chutes all trying to work around, because there's a lot of different angles and like things that you can do. The next version of the game is going to allow you to rotate these, which is something you cannot do right now. But he has shown that on the devlog that these will be rotatable. So to try to keep things simple, it uses a lot of chests to be sure. But it is a setup that never gets clogged, right? And that's the important part. I've had the setup clog itself a few times, and it's not any fun because it's just not any fun. So we're gonna grab a few of these. I think we need a couple straights, and this is why I made so many of these. So first things first, we want each of these to bounce into a chest, and they sort of like detect that there's a setup there, and so there. Now each hopper is going into a chest. Now from the chest, we want these to come down and sort of merge into like a glorious master chest down here. And this chest can be really big, so we're gonna grab a plate of each, and we're going to take and use the extra chest mod. There it is. Wink and wink. There we go. So I want this to be the chest that everything goes into, right? This is the chest. So what we're going to do is we are going to drop this down like this. Now, how are we going to manage dropping this stuff into there? I think what we can try, and I'm going to need some more straights. And maybe another angle. Like so. I'll try this. I have my doubts whether it'll work. But I'll try something new. I'll try something new for this series. Yeah, see, it points the wrong way. It's really hard to gauge how that happens. One thing you could do is, in order to like make it easier, you could put a storage in the direction that you want it to go, like that, right? And then you put the angle on, and then you take the storage away. Right? And then we do another one like this. And we'll try the angle here. Like that. We'll try that, but I've had it in the past get all confused in here and not quite do it right. So in the end, what I usually do is have this come down into another chest. That chest then outputs down like that. But we'll try it this way just to see if it works. So we're gonna want the same thing on this side. Oh, nope, not you, sir. You. And now you can go away. And we want the straight shots here. Right there. And then I think we have to face. Yeah, we have to face that. We want one more. And then put that there. Now, the true chest, whether this is going to work. Let's take our magnet off. Now we need to block the rest of these in. This is why you want to leave yourself enough room. Then we're going to put a thing on the top. We're going to put a chest on the top. And now it'll pull from the chest. And that is your basic system for automating that. What we want to do is we want to actually grab... Where's my minerals? We're going to grab some halite. And we want like 32 halite. So this will grind into salt, right? And you get 2 salt for every halite. So this will fill the kern, the output slot. And that's what we want first. We want the output slot to be full. Close this and start you. And so this will just sit and grind this, and this will fill this up, right? This will completely fill this up. And then what we can do is put anything we want in there. Now, I suggest if you're putting full stacks, if you're going to fill this full stacks, right? If you got 5 stacks of XYZ to grind down, I highly suggest you put a full stack in the kern first, and then put the rest in your chest. Because the kern, as stuff falls into it, right? As stuff falls into it, it resets this bar. So literally, if you put just 5 stacks in here, this will just sit and reset as those, as that first stack gets full, and you're gonna waste, 2 or 3 minutes while that actually happens. And the stronger and faster the wind blows, the faster this is. And you can gear this thing up, to go faster, but you lose power. You lose the torque on this side. So, every gear ratio, it does calculate that. And, if anybody is familiar with like the Create mod or anything like that, you'll know how that functionality works. So you want to keep as much power on that line as possible. And right now the wind really isn't blowing. And again, the higher you put those, the better wind you're going to get. If I put those way down here, the wind strength would not be nearly as much as it is up there. And if I built it even higher, the wind strength would be even better. And more consistent. You get more consistent wind up there. Okay, so while that grinds, let me go put away all the things that I don't need anymore. So that and those and those and those and those and those. And those are tools that I can use. There's the fat. I'll probably use more of that. Let's put the logs away. Eventually, I'm going to have a much better storage system with the crates and all that kind of stuff. So it is what it is right now. We have to just sort of deal. Almost dead there. The hammer here is almost dead. So, yeah. I do have, replacement parts for more tools. It's frustrating when you get right to the end of a tool and it's like, oh. Okay, so now we want to make some refractory bricks. Refractory. I don't know if those are named wrong or what. So the tier 1s only are 90% heat resistant. The tier 2s are 95% resistant. And the tier 3s are 99% resistant, right? And that just indicates when you run a cementation furnace, which is what we want to build with these to make steel, you want to as high as you can. The higher it is, the more you're going to be able to get out of it. And so the resources themselves are not rare. We will be able to find a lot more of all three of these. So I think for the first time, I've got enough stuff to really work. And I did get some more fire clay too while I was out. I found a pretty large deposit of that stuff, which is glorious. So we're gonna want. Oh, I forgot to put the salt away. I'm gonna just grind. I'm gonna straight up grind the rest of this salt. These are almost done, so I'm gonna put the rest of it in here. You can see how it reset the bar. Yeah. So after it hits 64, any more outside of that is gonna pop down, and we should hear the jingly janglies as these things fall down here. Now the big question is, am I gonna get away with this? Otherwise, what I would do is have it come straight down, bend into another chest, and that chest goes down and into this chest. So just, these two blocks, this one and this one, just replace with a chest if it does become a little janky. Okay, so what we're gonna want is olivine, quartz, or actually bauxite quartz. There we go. So there's 64. Quartz, bauxite, olivine. Tier 2. We're gonna want, I think, I can't 100% remember exactly how many of these we want. Bauxite, olivine, tier 2. So we can start with 3 stacks. Let's start with 4. Let's do 4 stacks. Olivine, quartz, bauxite. Let's start with 4 stacks. That seems like a good starting point. I think I have enough pit kiln spots over here to do all of these. I'm not 100% sure if I'm right about that. Because I know you can do 16 at a time now. It used to be only you could do 12. So like that. So now you can do 16, which is so nice. It's so nice. It's a nice, you know, round, sort of Minecraftian round number. Ooh. I should have 4 left. I do. Now, to protect all of this stuff, because these things are going to be set on fire, and that is not a good thing you want right next to chests. So I'm gonna sort of block these off, and hopefully, you know, the fire doesn't doesn't burn this thing, because that would not be ideal. So this is almost full. Okay, so now it's going to be a massive amount of grass. So let's grab a bunch of grass. We're going to grab a bunch of sticks. We are going to grab some logs. And we are going to grab wherever it might be. There it is. We're going to grab the handsaw, just in case we need more. Because this pit kiln, you know, the reason I make so much at once is the pit kiln system, you know, it takes a while for these to get done. I doubt I have enough sticks. I think it's like 8 sticks per. 64, 56, yeah. Oh, I might have enough. Oh, you hear the jingles? The jingles mean it's dropping down into here. So you can, you know, when you mouse over it, you can see top middle of the screen transporting. So as long as that says nothing, you know, unless it gets backed up, you can't right click. It doesn't have a GUI. But that sound, you hear that sound? The jingle jangles is indicating that it's moving stuff. So if we come up here, let's make sure, okay, our torque magnet is off. So when this gets done, it'll spit one off a side. There it is. Yeah. And you just leave the salt in there, and whatever else you put in, it'll spit that out automatically. All right, so now we need a ton. Is this going to even be enough? I think this will be enough. Look at that. Glorious. All right. I'm really hoping this protects all the things here. So let's set them all on fire. And this is eventually, you know, QP Tech adds basically a clay kiln that just auto fires everything. And it works really, really well. But we're still a ways away from doing anything with QP Tech. There's a pretty strong barrier of entry into that mod. I've been trying to work with the mod author to try to smooth out the rough edges a little bit, but I'm thinking that I'm probably just gonna attempt my own mod, because it's not really, I mean, all the recipes and stuff are more or less hard coded in that mod, and there's really no way to like add recipes or tweak the recipes or change the recipes anyway. And so I'd really like to introduce a system that allowed other mod authors and creators to use my machines to make their own things, and that's my goal. Okay. Nothing in the immediate vicinity is burnable. So if you have any wood anywhere around those, it's going to be bad. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on this. And so one of the things you can do with salt is you can cure meat. So it's 2 salt per meat, which is crazy. Wow, 2 salt per meat. I'm going to need more salt. Holy moly, that's a lot of salt. So if we go 2 salt per meat. So if I grab 16 meat, you know what? I might as well build some barrels for down here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna build some barrels. Oh, look at that! I had some things and stuff on me. Wait, I thought this was the barrel recipe. Barrel. Ah, that's not confusing at all. So I need sticks. Oh, you know, I don't have any sticks. Nope, wrong. That's not the handsaw. There's the handsaw. So I want sticks in the corner, I think, and then there we go. Let's grab a couple of these just for funsies. And then grab 16 meat. Might as well grab all of it just in case the ratio is wrong. Salt and meat. Now if I add another meat, yeah, it's not. Okay. 16 cure meat after 2 days. I'm gonna need a whole lot of salt. I did not anticipate that was going to be costing me. Well, I got a whole bunch more salt, actually. This is nice. Okay, so if I just sit and grind it, I should have enough. Is this all done? Let me fill that stack up and then put the rest in here. So this will automatically drain into here. Every time it finishes one, it'll pull another one out of here. Because you can see transporting. There's a transporting in here, right? So you can see that there is some being pulled out of there. So once that one that's in there gets pulled out, it'll pull a couple more out of the chest. Or one more. I don't know why there were 2 in there originally, but yeah, it'll pull them out of this chest. It's slow, which is why there's enough room in here for a whole nother setup. Because once you max out the wind gen, you can have all 3 of these machines as long as the wind is okay. It doesn't have to be blustery, but as long as it's going strong, all 4 of those can power 2 Querns and the pulverizer. So you can eventually run quite a lot of machinery off of all of that. And so far, these are not clogging up. So I'm glad we were able to do that. Which is nice. So all of these are going to be, it's going to take a little while longer for all these to finish. I'm going to go take a nap and figure out an area that we're going to make some steel. So somewhere along these lines, I'm kind of running out of wall space here. Oh, you know, out here is my thing. Not enough space around here for it, unfortunately. And the temperatures are getting a little better. We're getting a little bit more hours of daylight, so spring is just around the corner. And I'll be able to plant an unbelievable amount of flax. I have an enormous amount of flax ready to go. I've been finding seeds every time I go out and venture out in the wilderness. You know, I'll find certain seeds. I've got a few grains here. Sunflowers, I've got spelt, I've got some rye, I've got cabbage. Ooh, cabbage. Oh, cabbage is really, really good. As far as like vegetable, ooh, it's really good. So yeah, it'll be nice to have that. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.